Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mosley. The chat's up and running. How's everybody doing today? It's a new week. Okay, happy Monday. What's on your mind today? What would you like to talk about? Yeah, I'm back to watching the news. I didn't miss anything. Nothing of consequence. Okay. I was able to save my sanity. Okay. Got a big football game tonight, folks. I mean, huge. Well, one of the two games is huge. And I can't get used to this 2 games on Monday night. I think it's ridiculous. If this is going to be the case, then why don't we have 2 games on Thursday night? Explain it to me, Lucy. Okay. Let's make some sense out of this. I don't get it. The game I'm talking about is Detroit, Tampa Bay. In Detroit. Well, it's an in-conference game. They're both in the NFC. This could have ramifications for the seeding at the end when we get to the playoffs. That's what makes this a big game. Last week's game was AFC against NFC. Not as big as stakes. The stakes this week are more important, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, my standard disclaimer. All right, afternoon chat. It's a free show. Okay. No midstream ad, no sponsors, no upsell at all. Ever. Okay. No commercials. You guys are in charge of what we talk about. As long as we stay within the community guidelines of YouTube, we're golden. So we can discuss anything you want to discuss. I don't want to wait one way or another. I don't want to say, oh, we have to talk about the No Kings protest, or, oh, we have to talk about OWTA. OWTA. That came off of TMZ Live today. Out with their asses, right? It's has to do with the government shutdown. If they're not going to have the government up and running, then why do we need any of these politicians that are currently in office? Apparently we don't. So let's vote them all out. No more incumbents. Let's put a revolving door on both houses of Congress. That's all you get. One election cycle. Then you're out on your ass. Maybe you should have done the job while you were in there. I think it's a valid strategy. Give the power back to the people. These incumbents are not good for America. They think it's okay to shut down the government and go on vacation with pay at our expense. Bunch of clowns. Okay. Literally a bunch of clowns. And I got some lighting issues cropping up again. I'll work on it. I'll get it eventually. I did not check the channel analytics this weekend. I didn't do anything. It was raining. I'm in Michigan. Where are you at? What's your weather? I didn't feel like doing anything. It was just rainy. It was kind of blah. I watched a little football, a couple of movies, you know. I saw this kid running back for Notre Dame. Last name is Love. He looks pretty good. I don't know. Is he a senior? I have no idea. From what I saw, he could be a Heisman Trophy winner. Like I said, he looked pretty good. So what do you guys want to talk about? Jump in the chat. If you want to chat, can't do it with your TV. You need another device. Phone, tablet, computer. Go to YouTube, download the free Discord app, and then you can jump in and chat all you like. It's all free. You determine the topic. I don't care what we talk about. As long as we don't get into trouble with YouTube, we're good. Okay. And no overshirt today. It's hot in here. I'm running the air conditioner again. If I wore an overshirt, I'd get overheated. Well, winter's coming. It'll be here eventually. Then I'll probably be sitting here with long johns on or a sweatshirt. Okay. Afternoon chat is for you guys. It's an open chat room, open to the public. I do need you to like and subscribe, but those are also free, no charge. That just helps the algorithm in some way. Ghost Mostly is an alias that I used to use when I was writing lyrics for music. I like the moniker, so I just rolled it forward to this project. I created Ghost Mostly Media LLC. I do need to get monetized by YouTube eventually, so, you know, I need the viewing hours and I need subscriptions to reach their minimum tier for monetization. But this show's not selling you something, and I'm not coming out with a line of my own merch. Okay. I'm not after your wallet. I am after your participation. I'd like you to jump in the chat and talk, but it's not required. I'll never require anything of you. Okay. I'd like to know where you're from, what's going on in your life, what are your priorities, what do you want to discuss, do you need to vent? Channel's here, and it's going to be here Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I used to chat back in the day, and I thought it was fun. Back in the day, we used to talk a lot about music, that kind of stuff. But I don't care what we discuss in here. You know, Harvey Levin came up with that OWTA, out with their asses. He wants to vote against all incumbents, whether they're Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter. Just get them all out of office, get some new guys in there, see what the new guys can do. Maybe they can get the government up and running. It'd be foolish to keep electing people that think it's okay to close the government. Well, when the system we have isn't working, we need to do something to change it. And the easiest way would be to primary every current politician and make sure that they don't get reelected ever. They need to go find a new line of work. Okay. But they're not successful at their current endeavor. I mean, the government's closed. Been closed for most of the month now. So what would be the point in reelecting the same idiots? Okay. All they're going to do is the same thing. Shut it down. Make it dysfunction. If you and I go into work and cause utter chaos so they can't do business, what's going to happen? We're going to get fired. Well, it's time to fire all these clowns that are currently holding office. If they can't open the government, then we need to get rid of them and get some new blood in there that will open the government. Personal opinion. In this instance, I kind of agree with Harvey Levin. Get rid of them all. Okay, if they're not going to do the job properly, next. Well, if you don't do your job properly, you get fired, right? Well, let them know. Tell your congressman, tell your senators, enough's enough. Do your job or get the hell out. If you ain't on the team, you're against the team. So, next. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? If you don't want to talk about politics, okay. Talk about anything you want. Yeah. We'll see how this week plays out. YouTube should get us in front of some people eventually. I'm still not going on any of the other platforms, and I've thought about it. I just don't, it doesn't interest me at all. All I see going on these other platforms is hate and trolling and threats. Why would I want to get involved with any of that? Screw them. No, thank you. Okay. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? I'll be watching tonight, the game tonight, Tampa Bay and Lions. I'll probably start out watching Mike Kimber, and then at some point I might switch over to Tom Grassi. But I was watching Tom yesterday for 2 games, so I might just do Mike Kimber the whole game. I like Mike Kimber, and I like him being a Lions fan. Generally, when he's online yelling and complaining, it's an echo of what's going on in my living room because I'm yelling and complaining about the same things. I just identify with him on a lot of different levels. Well, he's ex-military. He's in Southwest Michigan. He's a father. He's got health issues. He likes and loves the Lions. We just have a lot of common ground. So I identify with Mike Kimber, but I'm a fan of Tom Grassi as well. He's funny. Okay. You got to have a sense of humor nowadays. Without a sense of humor, you're up shit creek without a paddle. Okay. Well, that's the world that we're living in. It's kind of disgusting in a lot of ways. What do you guys want to talk about? There's people that view this every day. Very few people get into the chat. Well, they're probably intimidated by my rugged handsomeness, or my good looks, or my sparkling personality. Yeah, I don't have any of that crap. I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. Okay. Yeah. Well, my production staff seems to have everything under control. The stream is working, the chat's functional, so we're good. Yeah, I brushed my hair today. It doesn't look red, so we're okay. The makeup artist did their job. You can't even see this pancake makeup. There is no makeup. Sorry. Well, probably Colin Jost took it all. Saturday Night Live comedian. I'm sorry. I digress. Yeah, I watched the news. It was pretty disappointing. Looked like all our political idiots or politicians, whatever you want to call them, spent the week on vacation. I don't know. I'm thinking you guys should all run for Congress. Don't you want a paid vacation? Okay. I'm too old. I ain't doing that shit. You young people can do that. I have no desire to run for political office. I have no desire to become an influencer online. I'm not trying to get famous. I don't want to be a star. I have no ambitions in the public arena. I'm simply trying to have a chat. Okay. What you see is what you get. It couldn't be more basic. I don't know. What do you know? I'll let you guys talk about whatever you want to talk about. But you got to get in the chat to do it. Oh, I know. I could let you Skype in. I could do all kinds of crap, but I ain't going to do it. That would open me up to all kinds of liability. I don't know what you're going to say. I can control what I'm really willing to read aloud. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of people don't like me. I can tell because they won't talk to me. It's fine. I told myself I can do this for 3 years. All right. If I don't build a community that wants to chat within 3 years, I'll probably stop doing this. Okay. But I'm going to give it a shot, an honest shot. I think it takes time, especially when you're not willing to go on all these other platforms and all this other crapola. I'm not cutting shorts. I'm not posting on X. No, thank you. Okay. You guys want to do that? Go right ahead. Good luck. I hope it works out for you. You know, I just have no interest in doing it. I watch a lot of guys that are on all the platforms. I watch them on YouTube. I'm not going to these other platforms. Why would I want to pay Elon Musk $8 a month? I wouldn't go on X if he paid me. Okay. No, thank you. I see more negatives with these other platforms than I do positives, which is why I'm not on them. This is a free show. And I want it to stay that way. And I'm looking at other projects to do with Ghost Mostly Media. I'm spend a lot of time looking at other projects for other projects. Eventually, I'm going to do something. There's no rush right now. I'm not monetized on YouTube, so why should I hurry? Okay. I don't want to put other pieces of work on YouTube and not get compensated. The only show I want to put on where I'm not compensated is this one. the open chat room. And the people in the chat are going to control the show. I remember my my youngest boy. I remember he was like just an infant. And I told him, "You're in charge." He looked at me like, "What do you mean I'm in charge? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just a baby." I put him in charge. And he was in charge until he got old enough to be in charge. Okay? The responsibility is yours. If you're watching this show and you're not in the chat, it's on you. Okay? It's not my fault. I can't force you. Okay? I put the show on. I'm running the live stream. If this show fails, it's your failure, not mine. I'm doing my part. Okay? Of everything that is within my control, here we are. I haven't seen your chat show. Where's your chat show? You want me to participate in your chat show? You better put it on the air. Okay. I don't see anybody else. The only one I see is me. I can get on my TV right now and I can go through YouTube and see what's live. There's no open chat rooms except this one. If there were an open chat room, I would know about it. It'd be my business to know about it, right? No, there's not. There are chat rooms, but you got to talk about what they want to talk about. You can't talk about what you want to talk about. I made this one so you can discuss what you want to discuss. And evidently, you guys don't want to discuss anything. So, we'll see. I don't care. I'm going to sit here for the 2 hours and talk to my computer regardless. Okay. Yeah, that's my weakness is I don't care. Or maybe that's my strength that I don't care. That's interesting. We should mull that over. Does Ghost mostly give a shit? I'm still on my Dr. Pepper. I have not gotten to my Gatorade yet. I'm running a little slow today. It's Monday. Hey, I'm not hounding you about how you're running your Monday. And I put the old beard softener on there today, and it's quite fluffy. And I'm still thinking about getting it braided. But if I braid it, then how can I play with it? And I like to play with it. I don't know. I'm glad the chat isn't populated, as they'd probably tell me to shave it off. And then I'd have to shave every damn day. That would be torture. Yeah. Pardon me while I set myself afire here. Yeah, I'm trying. All right. I'm getting to it. There. All right. Moving right along. Yeah, I did laundry yesterday. It was very exciting. Saturday, I ran errands. Sunday, I did chores. Well, I mean, I did a certain amount of chores on Saturday. I do some, same as you. You got crap you got to do every day, don't we all? But then Sunday, the only thing I did was housework, laundry, you know, the exciting stuff. Saturday, I went to a cigarette store and the ice cream store. Okay. I bought a gallon and a half of ice cream. Well, you got to eat it before it gets too cold outside, and then you don't want to eat ice cream. Okay. In the winter, I don't consume much ice cream. I don't know why. It's not that it doesn't taste good, because it always tastes good. You guys are in charge here. You're running the whole show. So 3 years from now, if this show don't make it, I'm blaming all you guys. Well, this is America. We don't have to be accountable. Take a look at our government. Okay. They're not accountable. Why should we be accountable? Okay. It's not my fault if my show fails. I'm sorry. I should quit lying to you. It'd be all my fault if my show fails. Okay. 100% of the blame goes on me. I chose the hours. I chose the name. I chose the format. I've chosen everything up to this point. Right. So technically, it's all my fault. I don't know how you can blame me if I'm refusing to blame me. Now, somebody in the park the other day told me I had to change the name of this show from Afternoon Chat to 420 Chat. He told me more people would click in. He's probably right. But I'm not sure. I would have to read the community guidelines. I don't know if that would be acceptable. And I got Crumbleina doing research for me today. regarding the show, you know. She's a good friend. I don't know. I don't know how this week's going to turn out. If the Lions win, I think it's going to be a great week. If the Lions lose, I don't know. The whole world could come to an end. I mean, it just could. You don't believe that? Well, then you don't know how many Lions fans there are. Okay. Electrolytes. Somebody tell my doctor I'm doing what I'm told. Brag me up. Get me on good terms. I can't force you guys to jump in there and chat. But be honest, I don't know how you could possibly say no to me. I've been being perfect for my whole life. And yet people still try to say no to me. Why? I don't get it. Well, there's a few things we know. Well, we know that I'm covered with ashes and reaching for another cigarette. That's just brilliant. Now, if the beard gets much longer, I'll be able to tuck it into my V-neck. So what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? If I came in here with a topic, then the show would only be about one thing. I don't want the show to be only about one thing. I don't want to know what the show's going to be about. I'd like it to be different every day. Okay. That's the whole point of putting you guys in charge. I don't want it. I don't want to be in charge. Okay. I just want to be present. A willing participant. I don't care what we talk about. I don't care what. I'm not going to try to talk anybody into anything other than getting in the chat and running the show. All right. Who here is single? Me. I'm single. Why am I single? Good question. Probably because I won't ask anyone out. I'm divorced 3 times. Why would I ever ask anyone out again? No. When the right girl comes along, she'll ask me out, I'm sure. I'm not going to do it. It's not my responsibility. Is it? Well, if it is, I'm shirking. Okay, I'm dropping that responsibility like a hot rock. I know you guys. You don't care if I'm single or not. You would just like a pretty girl sitting here so you could look at her instead of me. No, thank you. I don't need that kind of competition in my life. I got to be the prettiest boy on my show. Isn't that the law? I think that's in California state law. They have state laws for everything in California. I know I live in Michigan, but California state law could still apply. Can it? Oh, no. Yeah. What'd you talk about on your show today? Oh, California state law. It matters to everybody, doesn't it? Main thing I know about California state law is I don't want to live there. Their cost of living is too high. Let's keep it real. Let me tell you some of the pluses about California. It's ocean adjacent. I can't swim in the ocean anymore. I did as a young man, but I don't have the strength for it now. I'm an old man. If I were out in the ocean, I'd drown. The first rip current would take me in. Shark bait. Yeah, no, I would have no shot. Well, I smoke. If you don't realize how much strength it takes to swim in the ocean, you've never swum in the ocean. You got to be in shape to do that shit. If you ain't in shape, you're just fish food. I used to like body surfing and hanging out on the beach all day. That was fun when I was young. I know there was one summer in the late 70s that I spent every day on the beach all day from basically sun up to sundown. Loved it. I used to worship the sun. I pay for it now. Well, I'm an old man with skin cancer issues. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I paid for it now. Well, in my defense, in the 70s, they didn't invent sunblock. They were going the other way. They wanted you to get copper toned so you could get a tan. Okay. They reversed. They did a full 360 on that one there. And then they did a 180 and went back halfway. And they're like, no, stay out of the sun. Too much is bad for your skin. They didn't used to think that. Well, it's like their whole food pyramid they came up with. They changed all that crap too. Okay. And I remember a lot of the changes they made weren't so good. Okay. They finally settled down on some of the issues, but do you remember the whole phosphates and Kool-Aid shit? Well, originally they thought 1 cup of sugar was too much sugar to be putting in 2 quarts of Kool-Aid. So they put artificial sweeteners in there and said, you don't have to add sugar anymore. It's a modern miracle. And then they said, oh, by the way, it now causes cancer. It didn't used to, but now it does. Well, then, they had to take the phosphates out of Kool-Aid. Sugar was bad. Sugar was good. Sugar was bad. Sugar was good. They can't make up their mind. They try to come up with all these slogans, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. 2 a year keep the nurses near. But you gotta You got to look at it like everything else. No matter what you're doing, if you do it in moderation, you're probably going to be okay. If you do it in excess, you're probably doing something that is detrimental to yourself in the long run. Right? Personal opinion. I'm not a doctor. Okay. Well, on PS4, I'm a doctor, but only on the PS4. Dr. Devious One. That's my handle. But yeah, that's the only doctor that can be associated with me. Okay. You guys can do whatever you want to do during the day. I'm going to do this show from 3 to 5 p.m. I know how good people are. I've been meeting people and talking to people my entire life, and people are inherently good. I know I'm the only one on TV saying that. I understand. I'm not trying to confuse you. I got to keep it real. And I'm telling you that the good guys on this planet outnumber the bad guys by a lot. I mean, a lot. You have no idea. Research it. You'll find out. Well, in America, if you check the stats, the criminal population, the felons, have never been more than 7% of the population, ever. 250 years, never been over 7%, never will be over 7%. You know why? Because we don't want to go to prison. Okay. Crime only pays and right up until the point where you get locked up. Once you get locked up, crime don't pay no more. Hello. Okay. Those of us with common sense can sort that out. We're not lawbreakers, you know. Think about it. If only 7% are felons, that means 93% are good guys. I'm not talking about a guy that's, 7 miles over the speed limit. He's not a felon. A guy that has an unpaid parking ticket is not a felon. All right. You can't count that in your crime stats. No, the realistic truth of it is that 93% of us are good guys, and we're not sitting around plotting crimes. We're not going to rob the Louvre. Okay. It never rings in as an idea. Oh, I've got to go steal something really big. The thought never enters our mind. We're too busy for that shit. We've got a life going on. No, those hardcore lifelong criminals, those are the guys that are on TV. They're make believe. They're not real. John Wick cannot survive in our society. That's not real. Sorry. Don't mean to burst your bubble, but A lot of what you see on TV is not real. Most of what you see on TV is not real. I'm real. I'm not AI, but I'm just a guy sitting on one end of his couch. Okay. But yeah, most of us are not sitting around conspiring to commit great crimes. Most of us are not lashing out trying to hurt other people or planning to lash out. But human nature, yes, people do lash out from time to time. You don't know what's on somebody's plate. You don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know how much stress they're under. Stress is killing people all over the world. I wish that no one had stress. You can't watch the news and get a real picture. That's why this chat room is here, for you guys to jump in here and give me the real picture. What's on your mind? What are your priorities? Mine are pretty basic. I think most people's are. Most of us go to work and are attempting to build for a future. We're attempting. Doesn't mean that we're succeeding, but we are attempting. Okay. Now, the news media is showing you things to scare you so that they can manipulate you into staying tuned in on their channel. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to manipulate you or control you in any way. Well, I would like to manipulate you into the chat, but just for a discussion. I'm not trying to make you agree with me. I know everybody's all consumed with the hate nowadays. Yeah, I don't hate. I see people doing dumb stuff, but I don't hate. You know, there's no future in hate. You can't get to hate without having uncontrolled fear. It's impossible. You could take a basic like disagreement or dislike, and then you add uncontrolled fear, and your finished product is hate. I control my fears. It's one of the things I learned as I grew up is can't be afraid of what you can't control. A little bit of fear is a good thing. Can keep you alive. A little bit of fear keeps you from stepping off the edge of the Grand Canyon and plummeting to your death. A little bit of fear keeps you from trying to cross a 6-lane highway after dark when you're dressed in black. Right? A little bit of fear can be a good thing. It really can save your life. A little bit of fear says, well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to walk down that dark alley. I could walk down the lit street. A little bit of fear can save your life. Uncontrolled fear can't get you anything. can't build anything, can't be used for anything good. Little bit of fear that you can control, that can save your life. But the uncontrolled fear, what can you possibly get from that? What can you glean from hating someone? I don't see it. I'm looking and I don't see it. Okay. Uncontrolled fear does you no good, does not. It's the same thing as uncontrolled anger. What can you build with uncontrolled anger? Nothing. Can't accomplish anything. It can make other people fear you, can make other people dislike you. If that's your goal, go right ahead. But you're not going to build anything. You're not going to get anything out of it. Personal opinion. It's all I can offer you. Anger, uncontrolled fear, these are negative influences on your life. They're not necessary, and nothing good can come from them. Name one good thing that comes from hating someone. Nothing. You're not going to glean or receive. There's no prize. Oh, you hated more people than anyone on earth. Here's your prize. What prize? There is no prize. There's no reward. What reward do you get for being angry? Oh, I shot my blood pressure through the roof. There's no prize. There's no reward. No light at the end of that tunnel. Too much anger, too much hate. All you're doing is digging yourself a hole you can't ever get out of because you don't have the proper tools. Okay. Let this one go down as the anti-hate live stream. Okay. Tell me, jump in the chat. Tell me, what do you get from hating? There's no treat. There's no reward. There's no prize. You don't even get a ribbon for participating. Okay. You get nothing from hate. An ulcer. Okay. You get angry. But there's no reward. So what's the point? Why would you want to hate if you can't get anything from it? Now, to get more hate in return, that's not a benefit. That's a detriment. Okay. It's not, you're not going to gain anything. Why would you expel energy when you cannot gain, when there's no plus? There's nothing of value coming back to you. Why would you want to expel that kind of energy? If you get angry enough, I'm sure it releases some endorphins somewhere in your brain, but nothing tangible. You're not going to receive anything tangible. There's no value in that. in my opinion. If I'm wrong, jump in the chat. Tell me all about it. Tell me what good thing, what reward you ever got for hating someone else. No. There's nothing there. That poke is empty. I know that's too old school for you. A poke was your small bag of valuables. That was your poke back in the day. Yeah. It was just a slang term regarding your wallet, your personal treasure chest, the things that you cherished and saved. They were in your poke. Poke. It's just terminology that's no longer used. It's like saying something was groovy. We don't use groovy anymore, do we? Well, we don't use poke anymore. I brought it out and dusted it off today just to confuse the hell out of you. How am I doing? Jump in the chat and tell me. Get with the program here. That you can't get anything from hate. You can't get anything from anger, except maybe an ulcer. I've said it a lot on here, but sit and think about positive influences on your life and think about negative influences on your life. And then consciously schedule more time for the positives than you consciously schedule less time for the negatives. Being angry and hating is a negative influence on your life. It is of no value. If it has no value, why are you trying to get it? There's no reward there. So you need to schedule less time for anger. You need to schedule less time for hate. Try scheduling more time for laughter, more time for love. Okay. The exact opposites, right? And stoking your anger and stoking your hate, you're building a metaphorical wall around yourself, and eventually you're going to find out that you've walled everyone off and now you're completely alone. There's no value there. You're the only one in that exclusive club. Yeah. Take a look at loneliness. It's nothing to strive for. Okay. In my opinion. Yours could be different. I wouldn't know unless you were to jump in the chat and tell me, but in my opinion, there's no value in all this negativity. I would rather go after joy. I would rather go after love and well, even just a peaceful coexistence. You can hate me if you want. You can get angry with me if you want. But what's that going to get you? What do you get in return for your hate? You can't get my hate. Not in return for your hate. I'm not willing to return. I'm not willing to reciprocate. Because in order to get to hate, you have to have uncontrolled fear. And I have no uncontrolled fear. I'm a mature adult. Adults learn to conquer their fears. In my opinion. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to come up with better words, but tell me why you want to hold on to that hate so much. Tell me why you like being angry. Number one, when you're angry, do you really think you're thinking straight? Are you able to discern right from wrong? Uncontrolled anger, uncontrolled fear, you lose your faculties. To me, it's okay to dislike someone. It's okay to dislike something, right? Okay, I dislike it. What now? Nothing. Moving on. If you dislike somebody, why are you going to hate them? Why are you going to give them that kind of control over you? I'm sorry, I choose not to surrender my power. I choose to keep my wits about me at all times. What's the answer to hate? Control your fear and find out. If you can't control your fear, then you can't stop hating. I don't fear a man that I don't know. Why should I? What's he ever done to make me afraid? No. I choose to control my fears, and I think that gives me a much greater quality of life. Personal opinion. Feel free to disagree. This chat room is open to those that agree with me. This chat room is also open to those that disagree with me. Both are welcome. Let's throw in a third category. Those that don't have an opinion are also welcome. Okay. I just, to me, I'd rather have joy than anger, and I'd rather have love over hate any day of the week. I don't know why all these people online are clinging to the hate. I think it's because they're lonely. They don't have anything else in their life except their fears. And if you're going to cling to your fears, you're never going to accomplish anything. You're never going to finish anything. All that fear, all that uncontrolled fear can get you is curled up in the corner in a fetal position, afraid to walk out your front door. No, thank you. I'll pass. No, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to walk out my front door. And I'll tell you why. Quality of life. Walk out your front door and point to the bad guy. You can't. You can point to people that don't dress like you or people that are different from you. But you can't say that's the bad guy. That's the felon. How would you know? If you witnessed him doing a crime, call the police. I'm I just don't get it. There's no criminal outside my front door. I walk out there, I look around, what do I see? Other people, normal people, going about their daily lives. I see people every day. Okay. I'm not afraid of them. I know that most people are good. Most people aren't sitting around conspiring against one another. Most people are sane and they can think things through. Most people are just like you and me. And if you are sitting around conspiring or plotting crimes or something, you probably need to go get some help, honey. Go seek out some counseling. Maybe you've been radicalized. It's not normal. It is not normal. Normal people aren't sitting around conspiring crimes. Normal people are not plotting, okay? That's not what goes on. And that's not just in America, that's the whole globe. In my opinion. If you got a different opinion, feel free to jump in the chat and tell me about it, but I don't see it. I've seen bad things before, and they're the rarity. They're not the normal. In a normal, real world, neighbors help each other from time to time. In the normal, real world, people go on about their business. Is there crime? Yes. There is crime. Do you need to be afraid of crime? No. That doesn't mean leave your front door unlocked at night. Those times are gone. It's a numbers game. There are 340 million plus people in this country. How many news stories show you the bad guys? All of them? So, how many shooters were there yesterday? Out of 340 million people, there might have been one or two, three tops. There's not a bad guy with a machine gun on every corner in America. That's not realistic. Keep it real, folks. That's not realistic. If you look at our news, yeah, they're trying to scare you to manipulate you. I can't turn this off. I've got to watch over and over and over again. The Charlie Kirk shooting. How many times did you see Charlie Kirk get killed? I was not looking for it, and I probably saw the man get killed 1,000 times. That's not real life. We have cameras everywhere. We have news that is trying to scare you, to manipulate you, to control you. They're trying to divide you up into smaller groups to make you easier to manipulate, easier to control. Don't allow them to do it. If that news is getting to you and it's starting to radicalize you, do what I did last week and shut it off. Don't intake that information. You don't need it to survive. Don't let them scare you. Stop them from it. Don't give them a chance. I did not watch the news at all last week. I watched sporting news last week. I did not watch national or local news last week. I controlled the intake. What you're suffering from is too much intake. It's like a flood of negative, a flood of them trying to scare you. It's not necessary. If you know that the criminal population, the felon population, has never been more than 7% in the history of America, and if you know that common sense tells you that 2 million of that 7% are already behind bars, locked up, can't hurt anybody, then common sense would just dictate that, oh, the good guys, the police force, outnumbers the bad guys in your town by a lot. Oh, there was a guy that did this yesterday. One guy. And his actions are used to scare 339 million people. Not necessary. Do we need to be aware of his crime? Yes, we do. But do we need to make it seem like it's the end of the goddamn world? I don't think so. You need to keep this stuff into perspective. The odds are you can walk out your front door and not see a bad guy. You can go down to the corner store, do your business, not see a bad guy. You can go to the gas station, not see a bad guy. Then you can go to a restaurant, get a bite to eat, not see a bad guy. Let's keep it real. Crime is not on every corner in America. It's just not. And if they're making you think it is, perhaps you need to self-censor. Shut that crap off for a week and return back into the sane world. In the sane world, we know there's not a bad guy on every corner. There are people on every corner. Why do so many people live in your town? I'll tell you why. Because when humans get together and collaborate and work together, they build things, nice things. things they want, things they need, things that help society. If that were not true, you wouldn't have a neighbor within 50 miles of you. Two men work together and can accomplish more than one man by himself. The workload is easier, the cost is easier, everything is easier, all the way down. That's why we live in cities, so that we can collaborate and work together with other human beings. We need to collaborate and work together to solve our problems, to build for our future. Cities are necessary for this reason and this reason alone. If you're having trouble doing something, get help. Someone else can help you, and then you can accomplish that goal with someone else on your team, on your side. The Lions football game tonight, Jared Goff cannot win that game all on his own. He needs the entire 53-man roster in order to get the win. He needs everybody on that team all pulling in the same direction. You don't believe me? Ask Dan Campbell. Okay. I'm telling you, when people work together, we accomplish great things. As we separate, as we withdraw from one another, life gets harder. Every task is more difficult. Prove it to yourself. Go build a house all by yourself without any help. Let me know how long that takes you. Let me know how hard that job was. You want to cut that time in half? Get someone to help you. And it's pretty simple. It's the same thing with hunting. If we're both hungry, we both need food. One of us can go out and hunt, and we got a chance of getting some game, bringing food home. But if both of us go out and hunt, we double our chances. It's basic math. It's as simple as it gets. If you can't accomplish something by yourself, get help. What's important is not who helped you. What's important is that you get it accomplished, right? You achieve your goal. One man's opinion. One guy sitting on one end of one couch, okay? I don't hate anyone. I'm not angry about anything. Okay. And life is pretty enjoyable. I see more pluses than I do negatives. More pluses than subtractions. Live your life the way you want to live it. If you want to hate, go ahead and hate. I don't see what you can possibly glean from it. I don't see what you can possibly gain from hating. But if you feel compelled to do so, knock yourself out. Okay. It's no skin off my nose. Well, it's my whole live and let live philosophy. You're allowed to be mad. You're allowed to be hateful. You're allowed to do any dang thing you want to do. I don't care. It's not my problem. If you find value in hating someone, go ahead, hate away. It's eating a hole in your stomach lining, not mine. Okay. Live and let live. You do your thing, I'll do mine. You got no right to tell me what to do. I got no right to tell you what to do. You have not been appointed as judge over me and my life and my life decisions. I have not been appointed judge over you and your life decisions. If you think you can gain something by hating your neighbor, go right ahead. It's your prerogative. But I can tell you from my own life experience, you're not going to get anything for all that hate. You're not going to get anything for all that anger. And if you hate enough and you're angry enough, eventually you're going to be by yourself. No one's going to be around all that negative shit. Why would they? I consciously find less time for negative influences on my life, and I've been doing that for years. And it works. If you consciously find less time for negative influences on your life, and you consciously find more time for positive influences on your life, eventually the negative list, that side, it's gone. Doesn't exist. It's not in my life at all. Liars. Liars never get invited inside my front door. Never. I don't allow it. It's a negative influence on my life if you're lying to me. I'm not going to put up with it. I don't have to hate you. I can dislike you. Okay. And close you on the outside of the door. You're not ever coming in. I'm sorry. You're not good enough. That's the bottom line. Liars are not welcome in my home. I can control who's in my home, and there are no liars here. You control your home. Do you have liars in your home? Are liars a welcome addition to your life? I don't think so. It's common sense to me. I believe that we got to live and let live. I don't have a right to dissect your life and say, oh, you're wrong here. No, it's none of my business what you do with your life. Excuse me. If you want to spend your life hating and being angry, go right ahead. Whose life are you, in essence, destroying? Your own. You're not going to destroy my life. You can hate all the people you want to hate, including me. You're not going to destroy my life. You're not going to affect my life whatsoever. I'm not going to allow you to. If you're all dead set on being a hater, go right ahead. Let me know if you ever get anything for it. There's no prize, there's no reward, there's no gift. You're never going to achieve anything other than giving yourself an ulcer. Okay. Which, there again, none of my concern. It's your ulcer. You got to live and let live. I'm not going to go out and chase down every Democrat and tell them, oh, you got to be Republican because we like guns. A lot of Democrats like guns. Same token, I'm not going to go and chase down every Republican and say, oh, you should never own a gun. It's none of my business if he owns a gun. I don't care. You got to live and let live. Let the Republican be a Republican. Let the Democrat be a Democrat. Who cares? I'm not a judge. It's not up to me to decide. You guys do what you want to do. You got to live and let live. Right now, we got a lot of guys running around in the woods in their pajamas playing soldier that think, oh, it's going to come down to a civil war. It's not going to be a civil war, and I'll tell you why it's not. Because the first guy that picks up a gun and points it at somebody else is going to jail. Okay? He's getting locked up. You're not allowed to do that in our society. You can't walk up to somebody on the street and hit them in the mouth. What happens? You go to jail for assault. In civilized society, you cannot lash out at one another like that. And I don't care how many hours you spent in the woods running around in your pajamas. You don't get to be violent against anyone. It's illegal. You want to waste your time doing it? Go right ahead. I could care less. But these little fantasies that you're having that you're going to be shooting at your neighbor, you're all wrong. It's not going to happen. You raise that gun to shoot at anybody, and the law's coming down on you like a ton of bricks. And then you'll be part of the 7% that's sitting locked up in prison for 40 years. Is that the kind of value you're going to add to your life with your hatred and your anger? Good luck with that, son. Yeah, there ain't no future in that shit. Personal opinion. I'm just telling you, your efforts would be better served somewhere else. Do something else. Find something else to do. Something constructive. There's no future with the hate. There's no future with the anger. There's no future with being a bad guy. We can all do it. We could all run around and be bad guys if we wanted. We don't want. Why? Because prison is not a nice place. Let's be realistic. You don't have a right to tell me how to live my life. I don't have a right to tell you how to live your life. You got to live and let live. You don't know what the other guy is dealing with. You don't know what's on his plate. It's like everybody is not out to get you. That's not their goal. They're not sitting around conspiring against you, even though you got some people that are trying to tell you that they are. They're not. Do what you want with your life, but personally, I choose to think that the glass is half full. I choose to think that it's going to improve. Things are going to get better. All we need to do is talk about things, discuss things, in my opinion. These governments are not going to be around. These politicians that are currently in office, they're not going to be here. And they're not going to be here to help. It appears that they're part of the problem. Greedy, self-serving, selfish. How do you want to phrase it? They don't appear to be representing you and I. And you and I are going to be the ones that are here together when the shit hits the fan. When the dam breaks and we're all standing in chest high water, your government is not going to save you. That neighbor that you think you hate, he'll save you. Because he's not a bad guy. That neighbor that you're afraid of, you have such uncontrolled fear over, yeah, he's the one that's going to save you. Why? Because he's in your neighborhood. He's here. The government, they're not going to be here. They can't turn any personal profit by helping you and I. And that's the only reason these clowns are politicians, is for personal profit. Their own greed. You and I, the Americans, we're your best friends, whether you realize it or not. When we're standing in chest high water, you're going to get into the first boat that comes up. You're not going to refuse to get in that guy's boat and save yourself from drowning. You're going to get into the boat. In the same token, if you're the guy with the boat, you're not going to, well, go by that guy, watch him drown. We're not going to help him. We're going to go look for someone else to help. You're going to help that guy. I know you will, because we always do the right thing. We make good choices. These governments, they ain't worth a hill of beans. Look at the wars, Ukraine and Russia. The Russian people aren't bad. The Ukrainian people aren't bad. Who's bad? The governments are bad. The ones that are saying, oh, we got to go to war. The people aren't bad. People are inherently good, not conspiring against anybody, not plotting against anybody. They're trying to do what? build for their own future. They're trying to live their life, love their family, right? They're trying to do the same things that we're trying to do. They're currently doing it in a war-torn country, but the bottom line is there are more good people than there are bad. And just because the governments are bad don't mean the people have to be. I worked in Vegas for 30 plus years. I met people from every country on the planet, and they were all nice people. Pleasant to talk to, friendly, courteous, calm. I met guys from Iran. They were not suicide bombers. Go figure. But if you watch the news, they're going to tell you, oh, all these people in Iran are suicide bombers. No, they're not. Their government might be a bunch of suicide bombers, but not the people. The people are just like us. They get up every morning, they take care of their family, they go to work, try to make a living. They come home, they pay their bills, they feed their family. We're all the same. We all have this common ground. The way I've been explaining it lately is, does the Democrat love his mother? Yes. Does the Republican love his mother? Yes. Does the Independent love his mother? Yes. Common ground. We all love our mother. If you listen to the news, we don't have any common ground. We're hating each other. We're fighting. And it's going to be civil war any minute now. Bunk. That's all bullshit. Pardon my language, but it's not real. If you pick up a gun against someone else, you're going to go to jail. That's a fact. You have a right to own a gun, a constitutional right to own a gun. Yes, you do have that right. You do not have a right to point it at a human being. That's illegal. You have a right to own a gun, but you do not have a right to shoot a person. For that, you go to jail. It's pretty basic. You have the right to defend yourself. You do not have the right to attack others. There's a difference there. Think about it. You've got to live and let live. Understand that even though you own a gun, you're not going to be able to shoot anybody. It's not legal in our society. You have a hand. You can make your hand into a fist, but you do not have a right to hit anyone with it. Anyone. If you do, you're going to go to jail. You and I are always held accountable for our actions. The rich in our society, our politicians, not so much. But you and I are always going to be held accountable for our actions. Think about that. There's no future in hate. There's no future in anger. There is accountability. You and I have to answer for what we do. We have to answer for our actions. My answer right now is I'm going to get on live stream and tell people of the futility of hate. You can hate if you want to, but it's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to achieve anything by it. There's nothing to be gained by hating. You don't have to hate in order to protect yourself. You don't have to hate in order to protect your family. If you're choosing to hate, you're choosing. That's your choice, not mine. I'm going to live and let live. I'm going to let you hate if you want to. You're more than welcome to. Go ahead. I don't see what you think you can get out of it, but if that's what you want to do, go ahead. I have no right to tell you you can't do it. I'm not your boss. I'm not in charge of you. But on the same token, you're not in charge of me. You can't force me to hate anyone. I don't care how much this corporate media tries to scare me. They're not going to do it. I control my fears. I'm an adult. That's what adults do. A little bit of fear can be a good thing, can keep you alive. Uncontrolled fear is never a good thing. It gets you hysterical. Okay? That's not the answer. That's the problem. Don't let them radicalize you. Don't tell them any encouraging words when they do try to radicalize you. Shut that TV off. Don't intake that negative information. It's probably not real information anyways. They're hiding as much real news from you as they're giving you fake news. They want to give you a steady diet and keep you divided so that it makes their job of manipulating you easier. Unite with your fellow Americans. Don't allow them to manipulate you. It should be the other way around. Primary all incumbents. Primary them all. Vote all incumbents out of office. Let's put a revolving door on Congress until we get better than what we have now. What we have now is not working. They've closed the government. They shut it down and took a paid vacation. What happens if you go into your work today and tell them, oh, we're going to shut this sucker down? The boss is going to look at you like you're insane and he's going to fire you on the spot. Hit the bricks. We don't need you anymore. Why? Because you're not doing the job. You came in and you said, let's shut this sucker down. Unacceptable. So make it unacceptable for your politicians. They chose to close our government. We didn't choose that. They did. Vote them out of office. Every one of them. Republicans, gone. Democrats, gone. Independents, gone. Next. There are more Americans that can run for office. Put somebody new in there. If we put them new in there, we tell them, you're just like the last guy. If you close the doors, And the place is not working. If it's not functioning, we're going to vote you out next. Put a revolving door on every house of Congress, even in state houses. Get them out. Don't need you. You were unable to do the job. We find your performance unsatisfactory. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I really do. We're on the pace. We're out here. The channel's going to grow. We'll get more people in here. YouTube will figure us out, and they'll put us in front of the people we need to be in front of. In the meantime, you need to know that I appreciate you. I appreciate you spending the time watching this show. I hope that someday you feel comfortable enough to chat. You're more than welcome to. Everyone is welcome here. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what age you are, what race you are. I don't care. You're welcome here. This is an inclusive show. Afternoon chat is for everyone. All are welcome here. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just one guy. All I can give you is my opinion, my perspective, and an opportunity to voice your own opinion, your own perspective. I would love to have you get in the chat. Tell me what's on your mind. That's why I'm here. Just to chat, just to talk. The people in the chat are going to control this show. We're going to talk about what they want to talk about. And this show is 100% free. There's no midstream ads, no sponsor, no upsell of any kind. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. You guys are in charge of everything. Talk when you want to talk, listen when you want to listen, right? You're welcome here. This is not an exclusive club, okay? It's an inclusive club. Jump in, have a discussion when you want. This show will be here every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I welcome everyone. I welcome their comments, and I appreciate you taking the time to be here with me. Show's class. I need subscribers, I need likes, and I need viewing hours so that my media company can eventually become monetized on YouTube and I can do other projects in which I will make money. This show is not to make me money. This show is here so that I can talk to you, so that I can find out your opinions, get your thoughts, and then add them to my own and possibly grow as a person. You could teach me something, okay? Teach me a lesson. There's no charge, okay? It's a 100% free show. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. And I'm here just to chat with you guys. I'm never going to sell you anything. I'm not trying to control or manipulate you in any way. You don't have to agree with me about anything. I will openly encourage you to disagree with me when you feel the need. I think that we can get together, we can have a chat, we can be civil without bringing hate into it. Okay? I think this the whole episode has been the anti-hate episode here. I don't know. I mean, you cannot get to hate without having an uncontrolled fear. It's not possible. There are people I disagree with. There are people I dislike. There are no people I hate. I'm sorry to break that to you, but I get nothing from hating, so why would I do it? There's no reward. There's no prize for hating anyone or anything. I dislike our government in some of the things that they're doing, some of their actions and some of their inactions. I strongly dislike it, but I do not hate, because I can gain nothing by hating. There's no prize for me. There's no reward. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do things that bring me joy. I'm going to do things that bring me love, because those things offer me a reward. Okay? Personal opinion. Okay? Take it for what it's worth. It's free. Okay. All right. Once again, I appreciate you all for watching. Join me tomorrow, 3 p.m. I'll be here, Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I'll be here waiting to talk to you. Okay. In the meantime, be nice to everybody. It's my belief that if you're always nice, always kind, that'll come back to you tenfold. Be patient with one another. Be understanding with one another. Try to be more compassionate, more empathetic. Okay? With that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate you.